believe there's a country where a karaoke song was once banned because it caused actual deaths? A place where people sing karaoke all night at bus stations and Christmas begins as early as September. Sounds crazy, but it's all true, and it could only happen in the Philippines. Imagine embarking on a journey across more than 7,000 islands, where every land and every person carries a story that would make the world pause, from the unshakable spirit after devastating storms to the way hope spreads through a simple text message or just a smile in the middle of rush hour traffic. In this video, we're diving into 10 things that amaze the world about the Philippines, not just because they're strange, but because they're real. Each detail offers a glimpse into a much bigger picture titled, "Why are Filipinos so remarkably positive even when life is far from easy?" And in the #1 spot lies a truth so simple it's hard to believe. It's not about a grand invention or a natural wonder. It's an everyday habit, quiet and unnoticed, yet powerful enough to make the whole world stop and admire. If you're Filipino, watch until the end to feel the pride in things that might seem ordinary. And if you've never set foot in this country, this video just might change the way you see its people forever. Be sure to subscribe so you won't miss more story-driven journeys, and drop a comment to share what impressed you most. Who knows? Maybe you'll see a piece of yourself in these unbelievable truths. Number 10. Shopping malls that bring an entire community together. In many countries, malls are just places for shopping or entertainment. But in the Philippines, malls play a far more meaningful role. They're community spaces where people from all walks of life can find joy, relaxation, and human connection. Here, malls are often compared to mini-cities, complete with everything needed for daily life. Beyond fashion stores and restaurants, many malls feature cinemas, ice rinks, gyms, clinics, indoor parks, and even churches. Everything is thoughtfully designed to offer a comfortable, welcoming experience, no matter the reason for visiting. The Philippines is home to some of the world's largest malls, like SM Mall of Asia, SM Mega Mall, and SM City North Edessa. SM Mall of Asia alone spans nearly 490,000 square meters, not only massive in scale, but also beautifully located by Manila Bay, where visitors can shop while watching the sunset over the water. One striking aspect of Filipino culture is how spending weekends at the mall has become a beloved ritual. With a modest budget of just a few hundred peso, families can enjoy food, entertainment, and the bliss of cool air, something not everyone has at home, especially on hot or stormy days. You'll often see an elderly man reading the newspaper in a rest area, kids running around in play zones, a group of teens hanging out at a milk tea shop, and just a few steps away, a church service quietly taking place inside a chapel. Everyone comes with a different purpose, yet all find something in common: comfort and a sense of belonging. Number 9. Karaoke and the deadly My Way song. No country loves karaoke like the Philippines. Here, it's not just a pastime, it's a vital part of the culture and family bonding. From birthday parties and reunions to casual after-work hangouts, no gathering feels complete without the hum of a karaoke machine. Karaoke is so popular that you'll find it everywhere, from roadside eateries and local stores to restaurants and even long-distance buses. People of all ages, whether professional or not, have no hesitation grabbing a mic and singing their hearts out. But here's the shocking twist: many foreigners can't believe the song My Way by Frank Sinatra was once unofficially banned in several karaoke joints across the Philippines. Why? There were multiple reports of fights and even deaths caused by disputes over this song. Whether someone sang it off-key, took too long, or hogged the mic, tensions flared. The phenomenon became known as the My Way killings, prompting many venue owners to quietly remove the song to avoid unnecessary conflict. It's a bizarre story, but also one that reveals the Filipinos' passionate, sometimes overly intense love for music. For many, singing isn't just entertainment. It's stress relief, emotional release, and a simple way to find joy amid life's chaos. No fancy equipment or luxury needed, just a speaker and a few friends, and your night could beat any big-budget TV show. Today, karaoke culture remains as strong as ever, boosted by mobile apps and portable home devices. And while My Way may have disappeared from a few playlists, the spirit of singing, sharing, and connecting through music is very much alive. Do you have a go-to karaoke song? Drop it in the comments and let's build a community playlist together. Number 8. Jeepney, the most unique public transport in the world. If there's one vehicle that defines the streets of the Philippines, it's the jeepney. Originally modified from American military jeeps left behind after World War II, the jeepney has evolved into more than just cheap transportation. It's now a vibrant cultural icon full of personality and creativity. What makes jeepneys stand out isn't their build, it's their soul. Each jeepney is decorated by its owner in a completely unique way, with religious imagery, portraits of pop stars, stunning nature scenes, or funny and inspiring quotes. No two jeepneys are alike. And that's what turns even a short commute into a visual experience. With fares as low as 12 peso for short trips, jeepneys are the most popular mode of transport for millions, especially in major cities like Manila, Cebu, and Davao. Every morning, crowds squeeze onto these colorful vehicles to get to work or school and return home the same way at dusk. Inside, you'll see a microcosm of Filipino society, students, workers, vendors, the elderly, all sharing the same space and daily routines. But this beloved tradition faces a modern challenge: the environment. Many jeepneys run on outdated engines that emit thick smoke and lack proper safety features. That's why the government has started a modern jeepney initiative, slowly replacing old models with cleaner, safer alternatives. This move, however, has sparked debate. Some worry that modernization might strip away the soul of what makes jeepneys so special. Today, old and new jeepneys still share the roads. One carries nostalgia and memories, the other efficiency and progress. But regardless of generation, jeepneys remain a vital part of urban life in the Philippines, not just as transport, but as a living story of everyday Filipino culture. Number 7. Eagles, flying dragons, and creatures straight out of legends. The Philippines isn't just famous for its turquoise beaches and mouth-watering food. It's also home to wildlife so extraordinary they seem plucked straight from fantasy books. First up, the Philippine eagle, also known as the king of the forest. It's one of the world's largest and rarest birds of prey. With a wingspan over 2.2 meters and a weight of up to 8 kilograms, this majestic bird sports a feathered crest that looks like a crown. It lives only in dense tropical rainforests, mostly in Mindanao, and is critically endangered due to deforestation. Spotting one in the wild is such a rare experience, even seasoned biologists wait years for the chance. Then there's the Draco volans, a real-life flying dragon. Though only around 20 centimeters long, it can glide from tree to tree using skin flaps that act like wings between its limbs. As it soars through the forest canopy, it looks like a tiny dragon floating through the air. For kids living near the forest, this isn't all that strange, but for foreign tourists, it's a jaw-dropping sight. The Philippines is also home to many other fascinating native creatures, like the reticulated python, one of the longest snakes in the world, or the tarsier, a tiny primate with cartoonishly large eyes. These creatures leave many visitors stunned by just how unique and otherworldly they are. In a world where original ecosystems are rapidly disappearing, the Philippines stands out as a living treasure chest of biodiversity. And the presence of these rare creatures turns the country into a real-life fairy tale where humans can still brush shoulders with nature's most magical creations. Number 6. The densest capital in the world, but people still smile every morning. Imagine a city just 43 square kilometers wide, yet home to over 1.8 million people. That's Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Here, more than 40,000 people live in every square kilometer. A space already tight is constantly filled with the buzz of car horns, vendors, children laughing, honking buses, and hurried footsteps. Silence is rare at best. You'll find less busy hours. To a first-time visitor, Manila can be an overwhelming experience. But what truly makes this city stand out isn't the crowd, it's the spirit of its people. 2-hour traffic every morning. They turn up the radio and sing along to old love songs. Streets flooded after a heavy rain. People wade through the water, still smiling and checking on one another. Whether packed inside a jeepney or squeezed into a jammed MRT train, you'll still see smiles, nods, and hear soft salamat po everywhere. In places that seem too cramped to breathe, Filipinos still find room to live beautifully. An old man delivers bread by bike at 5 a.m., greeting every familiar face. A young office worker walks while helping a school kid cross the street. A family spreads out a mat on the sidewalk for dinner, laughing under the glow of streetlights. Manila isn't easy, but its people live with a quiet strength, a strength that refuses to let circumstances define their attitude. And maybe that's why, despite being the most crowded capital in the world, Manila hasn't lost its warmth. Amid the chaos, you'll still feel sincerity. Amid the rush, you'll still find kindness. And through all the smog, smiles still bloom as if to say, we're here and we're living beautifully. Number 5. Text messages. How Filipinos connect with the world. In some parts of the world, texting is just a tool. But in the Philippines, it once served as a lifeline, a way to anchor distant emotions, especially for families with loved ones working abroad. Before the days of Facebook or Viber, the Philippines was known as the texting capital of the world. On average, people here send over 200 million SMS messages per day. With a population of just 80 million at the time, that meant each person sent more than 2.5 texts daily, not just for chatting, but to keep hope alive, stay emotionally connected, and maintain relationships. For many OFWs overseas, Filipino workers, each message was like a heartbeat of home. A simple line like, "Nay, don't worry, salary just arrived. I already sent it," could be all the comfort a mother back home needed while stressing over school fees. Even a quick "Kamusta ka dyan" could remind someone abroad that they still belong somewhere. Without needing poetic words, Filipinos have always had a way of pouring their truest emotions into texts, as if speaking directly from the heart. When smartphones arrived, the habit didn't vanish. It simply moved to new platforms. Today, Filipinos send over 400 million messages a day through messaging apps, not because of the technology, but because the longing never went away. Elsewhere, a message might just be information, but here each word pulses with life: a worried mother, a homesick child, a long-lost friend, a family divided by oceans. Do you still hold on to a message that meant the world to you? Maybe a late apology, a birthday wish from someone who's no longer here, or a message that made you cry. Share it in the comments, because sometimes a tiny text holds an entire youth, a farewell, or a lifetime. Number 4. The Filipina. A leader and the heart of the family. In the Philippines, a woman's role goes far beyond the kitchen or raising children. She can be the head of a business, manage the family's finances, work tirelessly abroad to send money home, and still be the first to rise and the last to sleep in every household. According to Grant Thornton, the Philippines has the highest rate of women in senior management in the world, with 43% of leadership roles in small and medium businesses held by women. This isn't just a statistic, it reflects a cultural truth. Filipinas are born leaders, decisive, adaptable, and deeply empathetic. What's even more remarkable is that despite their success outside Filipinas, never let go of their traditional roles as loving mothers and devoted wives. They may make executive decisions in the boardroom, but at home they cook dinner, help with homework, and gently wrap up everyone's worries by day's end. This rare balance of strength and softness, of tradition and progress, is what makes them stand out. Many Filipino families are held together by single mothers, women who play both dad and mom and become their children's greatest source of encouragement. They may be teachers, nurses, accountants, office workers, but after work they're still the ones preparing dinner and holding their families together. More and more Filipinas are also marrying foreigners and settling abroad. Even far from home, they preserve their culture and raise their kids in a beautiful blend of two worlds, making them not only adaptable, but incredibly resilient and successful. Filipinas don't need to say much to show their strength. They speak through actions, quiet sacrifices, and unconditional love. That's why in every Filipino home, you'll always find a woman who is simply irreplaceable. Number 3. A spirit that doesn't break in the face of disaster. The Philippines is one of the most disaster-prone countries on Earth. Sitting on the Pacific Ring of Fire, it's constantly threatened by earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tropical storms. Every year, the country faces around 20 typhoons, with at least 5 considered extremely dangerous. These storms leave behind more than just physical damage. They leave scars in people's lives. Homes destroyed, schools flooded, livelihoods wiped out overnight. Yet what truly earns the world's admiration isn't the statistics, it's the attitude of the Filipino people. After each disaster, you don't just see ruin, you see neighbors helping clear debris, strangers sharing food, and children laughing in makeshift classrooms made of tarp and wood. There's loss, but not despair. Tears, but also hope and rebuilding. A powerful example is Super Typhoon Haiyan Yolanda in 2013, one of the strongest storms ever recorded with winds reaching 315 kilometers per hour. It claimed over 6,300 lives, flattened entire towns, and shocked the world. Yet just weeks later, people in Tacloban, the epicenter, began rebuilding their homes, reopening street stalls, and attending Mass in roofless churches. That's the extraordinary inner strength of the Filipino spirit. In the toughest times, true character is revealed. And while Filipinos may lack material wealth, they are rich in resilience. They don't wait for miracles. They create them with their own hands, sweat, and unity. Perhaps that's why Filipinos always smile, not because life is easy, but because they know how to rise. If you've ever lived through a typhoon in the Philippines, you'll understand here no storm can break a community that knows how to love. Number 2. The only country in Asia with 4 months of Christmas. In most countries, Christmas lasts only a few weeks, but in the Philippines it starts in September. Yes, you heard that right. While Europeans are still cleaning up Halloween decorations, Filipinos are already playing jingle bells in supermarkets and hanging star-shaped lanterns, paroles, on their porches. They call it the bear month: September, October, November, and December. But the truth is, no one needs a reason to start Christmas early. For Filipinos, it's the season of light, forgiveness, family, and faith, and who wants to delay that? The holiday spirit isn't just seen in lights or music. It shows up in everyday moments: early greetings, kids rehearsing dance numbers at school, neighbors preparing Noche Buena together, the joyful Christmas Eve meal filled with traditional dishes and laughter. A treasured tradition is Simbang Gabi, 9 dawn masses leading up to December 25th. Before sunrise, church bells ring and people quietly gather to attend. It's believed that completing all 9 brings blessings. But maybe the true miracle lies in that warm feeling of walking alongside your community in the chilly morning air under glowing yellow lights. In the Philippines, Christmas doesn't end on December 25th. It stretches until mid-January with the Santo Niño festival, a lively celebration where the image of the Christ child is paraded through town with dancing music and deep reverence. Cities come alive again with contagious joy. To Filipinos, Christmas isn't just a holiday. It's a way of life where love is freely given, the past is forgiven, and the future is filled with hope. Maybe that's why Filipinos live with so much faith, joy, and closeness to one another. Number 1. The one truth that amazes the world. Filipinos smile. Even when life is hard, there are things you can learn, things you can copy. But some things can only be felt like the Filipino smile. It's not a smile meant to please. Not a smile that says everything's okay. It's the kind that comes from someone who may not have dinner tonight but still welcomes you into their home. From a driver stuck in 3 hours of traffic still singing with his passengers. From a nurse working the night shift in an overcrowded hospital still comforting each patient gently. It's the smile of people who've weathered storms and choose optimism anyway. The Philippines is hit by typhoons, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. Each year brings dozens of storms, and every time one passes, life starts again, rebuilding roofs, restarting daily routines. Yet in post-disaster news reports, you'll always see people cleaning, setting up tents, cooking meals, and smiling. A Gallup poll once revealed that despite economic challenges, Filipinos are among the most optimistic people in Asia. That's because happiness here isn't based on conditions, it's about how people choose to respond. What earns the world's admiration isn't material success, it's how Filipinos manage to keep their hearts whole through hardship. That smile is proof that we don't choose our circumstances, but we do choose how to live. And perhaps that simple truth is the most powerful of all. Have you ever witnessed a smile in the Philippines that moved you deeply? A fleeting moment you'll never forget. Share it in the comments because real stories often inspire far more than any theory ever could. And who knows, maybe you've been the one who inspired someone else with nothing more than an ordinary smile. The Philippines is more than just a country, it's a living symphony of culture, spirit, and people. From colorful vehicles and dazzling festivals to smiles that never give up, it's a land like no other on earth. If there's one thing that leaves the world in awe about the Philippines, it's how its people live with faith, resilience, and an unshakable joy. Which of these 10 wonders left the strongest impression on you? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. And if you found this video worth spreading, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to Bizarre World Adventures, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next strange but true journey. See you in the next adventure.